Do you like left-clicking, repetitive gameplay, not being able to run, and unmotivated difficulty spikes? Then you will like Diablo. But if you watched my last video, you already know it sucks. Now I will tell you again. It sucks again. Let's start with classes. In my previous video I said they were more or less the same. They are the same in that they're all boring and repetitive, but let's break it down, beginning with the warrior. The warrior is the basic melee class. You walk up to an enemy, left click until it's dead, rinse and repeat. The warrior can take more damage than other classes and can also block attacks with a shield. So you have large hit points, lots of defense and decent damage. What's there not to like? Well, how about this? I cannot stress how much of a torture this is. You have to chase down every single fucking one of them. There is no dash, no teleport, no grab attack. No, you will suffer because Blizzard told you so. Working as intended, indeed. It gets even worse in the later levels with the introduction of the succubus. Just look at this shit. There are shit everywhere. Forget dodging. The only solution is to walk around like a headless chicken and drink endless flasks of health potions. The problem with the warrior doesn't stop there. Playing as the warrior, you will most likely use a shield. The shield works okay in the beginning of the game when you mostly face enemies one-on-one. Your problems start at the later levels when enemies start swarming you. Now the shield becomes a death trap. You will find yourself constantly in a stun-like marathon as the blocking animation not only interrupts the enemy attack, but yours as well. This means one or two enemies will keep the stun lock rolling while the rest proceed to kill you. It's not as bad as the ranged enemies, but it is close. Next up is the rogue, the ranged class. The rogue has lower defense and health than a warrior, but that's not the main problem. The problem is atrocious programming. If the enemy is not standing perfectly still, your arrows often go to the right or to the left of the enemy. This could be tolerated if it only happened on occasion, but it happens all the time. Oh, sorry, not all the time. I meant all the fucking time. Often you won't hit the enemy until it is already in melee range. So what's the point of having a ranged character in the first place? Why not just smack them with the bow and shove it up their ass while you're at it? The problem is even worse at later levels, when the rogue's low damage in combination with the aiming problems means you most often won't kill your enemies until they come close. And yes, you still cannot run. Seriously, would it have killed them to make the classes less mundane? It's all walking around and left clicking. In a way, Diablo was ahead of its time. It's kind of like the first walking simulator. We still have the sorcerer, right? The strongest class in the game. Well, let me see. Playing as the sorcerer is like wiping your ass with the wrong hand. You still get the same result, only it is more complicated. While in theory, the sorcerer has more diverse playstyle, the clunkiness of the controls means you mostly revert to casting fireballs. So, now you're a rogue, only with even less health and defense. The problem with hitting enemies remains the same as the rogue, but now you have a monster resistance. Some enemies are resistant or outright immune to some forms of damage. So, how do you know their resistance? Well, you kill them. How do you do that if you don't know their immunities in the first place? Sure, you could experiment, but most likely the end result is something like this. And if drinking all those health potions wasn't enough, now you have to deal with mana potions as well. Do they give you a larger inventory or the ability to stack potions? No, that will risk making the game enjoyable, and we can't have that, can we? So, there you have it. 3 underwhelming classes. And do you know what else is underwhelming? The level design. It's almost as underwhelming as my subscriber count. But hey, you all liked the last video, right? So why don't you subscribe as well, right? There are a total of 16 levels, but only 4 themes, divided into 4 levels each. You have the cathedral, then the catacombs, followed by the caves, and finally hell. Each theme has its own problems, but the overarching theme is you always end up in a dead end and have no other choice than backtracking. I told you this in my previous video, but it happens at every single level, and it gets very old very fast. Seriously, was running too much to ask for? The worst part of the game is the final 4 levels. Not because they are challenging or because they change the gameplay, no. The last 4 levels are hell itself. First up, you have to deal with all these previously mentioned succubus. These shoot fireballs all over the place and constantly run away. Just look at this shit. Does this seem like fun to you? The second issue is the doors, or rather the lack of doors. In levels 1 to 12 you could offset the bad game design and unmotivated difficulty spikes by just running, walking, to the nearest door and then just keep swinging for 5 minutes. It's boring as fuck, but sometimes this is the only option. A real milestone of bad game design. In hell, however, there are no doors. So, what options do you have? The short answer is health potions, and health potions. I mean, half the fucking inventory of health potions. The long answer? Well, buckle up. Here we go. First off, you go to town. You fill your inventory with health potions. Yes, fill it, you will need it. Then take the town portal all the way back to hell. Run around like an idiot, walk around like an idiot to chase all the fucking succubus. Forget dodging, just eat the fireballs. Chuck health potions all the time, because taking damage is mandatory. In a good game, health potions would have only one button, here it is 1 to 7. Because why not? Keep filling your belt with health potions, keep dodging fireballs at the same time. Kite all the fallen knights. Getting swarmed is a death sentence. Drink more health potions. Loot everything you can. You need to finance the health potions in some way. Enjoy organizing your inventory. When the health potions run out, use town portal to return to town. Sell your shit, repair your gear, buy more health potions. Walk all the way out to the witch. Yes, walk. Only good games feature running. Buy more town portals. Return to hell and repeat again. Ah! You know what hell is? Hell is sitting here, in this room, in this fucking chair, playing this fucking game. Please subscribe. Okay, let's cover something else. Let's talk about enemy types, or rather, the lack of enemy types. In terms of visual design, there are some variety. You start with the basic skeletons, zombies and smaller demons. Then later on you have these fat exploding demons, demons that turn into ash of stone, and of course the infamous succubus. Gameplay wise, however, there are only 3 types. You have the basic melee type, which only runs up to you and swings at you, easily defeated by doors. You have the hybrid enemy, enemies that use range attacks but also attack in melee, also easily defeated by doors. And then of course you have the ranged ones, such as the archer or succubus, defeated only by lots of sanity, your left mouse button and a total lack of your own well-being. That's it. There are only 3 enemy types. Thin, fat, short, tall, brown, black or white. Doesn't matter. There are only 3 enemy types. There are some monsters that have minor but ultimately meaningless quirks. The falling demon runs away in fear. The scavenger demon recovers health by feeding on fallen enemies. This sucker is invisible. And this demon runs at you from a distance. Other than that, I don't see. They can run? Running is a program feature? You son of a bitch. Running was there all the time and you made the choice of not giving it to the player. Oh, fuck. You had me walking to the witch. You had me walking to buy all the health potions. You had me walking after all the fucking succubus. You had me walking to buy all the health potions. And running was there all the fucking time? Now you're fucking dead. Let's finish this piece of shit. The end of the game is just as bad as the game itself. It seems that even the Lord of Hell himself cannot run, and Diablo is just like any other demon in the game, just with slightly more hit points. He dies like everyone else by left clicking. The ending sucks too. For some reason the main character shoves Diablo's soul crystal up his skull because dropping it in the deepest part of the ocean would make too much sense. Then again, this ending ultimately gave us Diablo 2, a far superior game. And yes, you can run in the sequel. We done it! We killed Diablo and we beat the game. I cannot believe how this game was so popular back in the day. It's boring, it's repetitive, and it just plain sucks. And speaking of bad and overrated games, I'm coming for you next.